We've been distracted by bank consolidation in Europe, the European project. Take us back to the event of the day that's still ahead, which is, of course, the Fed rate decision. What are you watching for? Based on the dots, what do you think could be on the move?
So I think we're going to get, everyone expects a hawkish cut. I think what's going to be most interesting tonight is the fact that the expectation for what the Fed will deliver is just so consensus that it's pretty hard for them to that hawkish cut. When you're reducing rates and yet still trying to hawkish, how does that work, to really over-deliver on expectations? So even though I do expect a hawkish message, I'm not sure the dollar can really push much further higher, especially since positioning's already really long. On the flip side, do you really want to fight the trends at this point of the year? There's no other catalyst now until the new year. So I actually think this Fed won't be a big market mover. Of course, that's when, you don't want to be too complacent. But people are really watching for it, waiting for it, and then we'll switch off. Maybe tomorrow. We've got the BOJ to come as well, though.
Does the dollar continue to appreciate against the Brazilian real?
That's a great question. I have to say, the Brazilian story is very, very worrying. You've got a country which has got overall good growth, extremely attractive real yields. It has got commodities. It has got what the world wants right now. At the moment, it's become a dominant position in ags. It's got metals. It should be a great story. It's got good demographics. But the worry is, A, it's got a very worrying debt situation, very worrying fiscal situation. And then the comments out recently by Lula saying it's about those high interest rates. That's the real problem. It's not the fiscal side. That is getting people worried that this is going to be a little bit like a Turkey situation. Turkey was the wonderful EM story of the 2000s. It was one of the best EM stories of the 2000s, along with Brazil, actually. And of course, Turkey completely blew up as an investment and has not recovered for years. People are worried that Brazil is going that way. I find it hard to see, but I understand the nervousness, and it is not yet time to probably buy the dip yet.
So, Mark, if you were searching for yield and you want the juiciest asset while also preparing for a second Trump administration, where do you go?
It's really tough out there. I think that there are some real yields in EM which are looking very attractive. If you are willing to have smaller size and cope with low liquidity, of course, there's still a lot of really attractive yields in Africa, in some of those more frontier markets rather than emerging markets. But I think even emerging markets offer good yield out there, and many of those stock markets are extremely discounted. The problem is, you don't want to really be going in enthusiastically at this time of year. It's probably a trade for maybe late January, February, after Trump comes in and takes power.